enforcetac TV 2024, the digital format from enforcetac. We are at Taiga with Oscar. Oscar, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having us here and showing us your products. So, Taiga is a Swedish company in the business for a long time, doing business with military also.
Yes.
And so, can you just give us a short introduction of your company, what you're doing, and what it's all about?
Well, Taiga is a family-owned business. Started about 40 years ago. We had actually
40 years.
Yeah, 40 years anniversary last year, and so on. So everything started out with that little request from an end user's perspective. At that point, it wasn't the military and law enforcement part, but around 2000, we started to get requests from the users within the Swedish Armed Forces, their special operating units and so on. They had issues that they wanted to have help to try to fix and so on. We were one of the companies that responded to that request, and well, around 2000 and until now, we've been developing clothing for military and law enforcement, special operation units and special operation forces and so on.
And you do clothing from the base layer to the outer layer, everything?
Yeah, basically what we're trying to sell a system of clothing so that you have a flexibility to be able to adjust in different situations, especially when you're in the cold areas and so on, of course. So everything from the first line underwears, from the boxer shorts out to the outer garment with the wind and weather protection and so on. Then around that, everything that is around as a personal equipment for the in textile for the operator, and around that then like backpack covers, BB bags, cam nets, and so on. Everything has, and that's kind of like our way as well, have always been in conjunction with the end user. So if there is a request, you
can fix it.
We can fix it. We can do those small changes or developments and so on. And everything starts out kind of like in a special project, but eventually then ends up like more like a standardization.
Okay, so we have some products here, especially related to fire resistance or no melt, no drip stuff. So maybe you can talk about your combat uniforms.
Yeah, sure. So the one you're having to your right, that's our full FR uniform. It's a full frame resistant uniform. Lightweight uniform, lightweight fabric, but extremely durable and so on. What we've done is actually on the requests of end users, most of it honestly down here in Germany, to be honest, have taken their thoughts, details and comments from the previous version and then adjusted it and upgraded it for their needs. So what we've done then is that, looking from the top of it, we have a high collar that you'll be able to tighten to protect your neck and then work together with the accessories that you have. We are having a tilted pockets that it's tilted a bit forward, so it's easier to access them and so on, especially now when you're having a plate carrier or well trained and so on. If they're straight and so on, you will have a hard time to get into them. And then of course with the features like elbow padding and so on that we're working with good quality companies there as well as of course with the fabrics, which are extremely keen on finding those fabrics that has the properties that we're looking for, but also has the durability, which is extremely important for us. So on. It's a lot of money and time that is spent into a project for a unit because they need to do field testing and everything and so on. So we also need to make sure for them that this is a project that's going to last for a long time. And so on.
Speaking about fabrics and where they're made, you use US fabrics and Europe fabrics for that?
Yeah, I would say that about, I'm guessing 90-95% of the fabrics that we use is sourced within Europe, and the rest of it is like the US. So we're trying to keep everything as close to us as we can, and so on.
Keeping the supply chains.
I mean that is an important part, and it's a critical part. We can just see for the past years with COVID and so on that is the nothing is stronger than the weakest link. So
I know
that's very important for us, and that has been the same then when it comes to the production. So everything that everything that we produce is produced within Europe and so on, with facilities that we've been working with for, some of them actually for 40 years and so on, and I basically just do our stuff and so on.
The request of a full fire-resistant uniform is very cool, because you know the normal thing is that they have uniforms like no melt, no drip, so, and maybe wearing fire-resistant underwear, so that's a good attempt to resolve a problem.
And with that also is like there are different needs and different political decision in different countries of what is needed, what is demanded. So like here we have like I said, the FR, which is full flame resistant and so on, but we have had other units that wanted to go a different way, lowering basically the protection level, but increasing the comfort level. It's as always, I mean, the more protection you put on, you win some, you lose some. That's how it works. So the more protection you put on, well, you eventually lose in the comfort and so on. So for some units then have decided of going with this uniform, which is basically looking the same. It goes out from the same platform, but are different materials. So what you win there is the full flame resistant part, and here instead you have a no melt, no drip. But what you win there is the comfort that you have, well, the full stretch into the fabric and so on, and more, let's say, better movability. But to go up to the similar level, then you're just adding a full flame resistant underwear underneath.
So, and this is a combat uniform, and for the trench war stuff, you also have something like a field version. So the pants are the same. So you use same pant for combat and field stuff, but you have on top that you can use instead of a combat shirt. Yeah,
exactly. So depending, once again, like the SOPs or the equipment is being used, they're kind of similar in between of countries, but still there could be unique parts that we need to adjust and so on, and therefore you have the shirts, for example, if you're going without a vest or you go lighter,
chest rig maybe only,
like a chest rig and so on, or just an equipment vest. So yeah, and everything updates on the way, of course, as well, and since the equipment's is also developed and being changed and so on. So we always need to be close to the end user to make sure that, I mean, if they're suddenly starting to use different equipment, well, we need to make sure that UX shirt or the trousers or whatever copes with that and is functional, even though the equipment is being changed around it and so.
Great. Thank you for that inside view of your products and your company. So one last question, how is the show for you so far?
Well, it's been a great show, really. It was a little bit slow started on Monday and so on, but of course that is a traveling day. For us, we had a lot of meeting books and so on, so we had a lot going on in the booth anyhow. Yesterday was amazing.
Yesterday was a killing day.
It was, for sure. And so on. So we're extremely happy. This is probably one of, in my opinion, the best shows that we go to, and definitely one of the most...
Totally agreed for Europe. Best show.
Exactly. I mean, it's one of the most important expos that we're doing every year.
We actually like the Monday because we had more time to talk to people, and so I think the third day that they added on this show is a real great add-on.
It gives more time for the visitors, because it's so much going on, and you need to have the time to browse around and so as well.
And I already heard that they will have another hall next year, so it will be even bigger.
It's just growing and growing.
Great.
Sure.
Oscar, thank you very much for showing us everything. That was Taiga from enforcetac 2024. We are out, and look what's else going on this show.